I'm Insect, and this is Neo, and we're going to be analyzing this thing that we found on r/IncestConfessions.
Well, I found it, but I copy-pasted here. We need to... I don't know. This was, intentionally, phrased weirdly, I think.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess we just start, from the top.
Yeah.
Incest is something very frowned upon, but I think it's a beautiful thing to connect with your family is in such a beautiful way. Okay, so essentially she's saying there that incest is beautiful, I guess, in that it's a natural thing? I don't know. Your family should be your first love, and they should love you unconditionally as well. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. A mother should be able to teach her daughter the ways of life in every aspect, and the father should be able to do the same. Okay, we need to go over the implications of that. So,
so like she's saying that incest
so
is
a mother should be able to teach her daughter the ways of life in every aspect, and the father should be able to do the same. Yeah, but the thing is, they're only supposed to teach us what we need.
Exactly,
yeah, they're only supposed to teach us how to get a job and
the basic necessities, you know,
shit.
The farthest that they should go.
That's the whole reason the talk exists.
Yeah, and
just
the
so
farthest
that way you can discuss that without having to demonstrate.
Exactly. And the farthest that you should go is helping wash their ass and stuff, you know, that's the farthest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's weird. We are their teachers, and since that is my belief, I make sure my son and daughter have that understanding and support from me. As of right now, I have twins, boy and girl, currently experiencing sexual desires. I love that I made them feel comfortable enough for them to trust me with their emotions. Okay, that is good.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That is
nice
good.
And
I do agree with the fact that they should be able to come to you about that shit, because if they're teenagers, like us, then that's normal, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, now here's where it gets kind of messy. Yeah. So my daughter expressed to me that she's liking someone, and that this one she wants to have sex, but she's nervous she'll be horrible due to her never having sex.
Terrible grammar.
So the whole sentence just yeah. Okay, so my daughter expressed, so her daughter came up and told her that she has a crush on someone, and that she wants to have sex with him, I think, but she's nervous she'll be horrible due to her never having had it. So
yeah, she never has sex.
Ironically, my son came to me expressing the same concern 2 weeks ago, and the same way I helped him I was willing to do the same. So wait, the same way I helped him.
So what is that's what we're getting lost at.
That's the implications behind that.
How exactly
Unfortunately, my husband couldn't be there to support as well due to him being overseas at the moment, but the lesson plan went well. I feel my daughter's now confident enough to explore sexual with different partners. So essentially, you had a sexual interaction with your daughter.
Yeah, that had to be, and probably she was implying that the same with her son.
Because ironically, my son came expressing the same concerns 2 weeks ago. In the same way I helped him, I was willing to do the same. How did you help them in this case? How did you help?
And the husband's not there either.
Did you explain how that shit works? The max you should go is maybe positioned, but that's about it.
Exactly.
You don't go further than talking about it. Unfortunately, my husband couldn't be there to support as well due to him being overseas at the moment, but the lesson plan went well, and I feel my daughter is now confident enough to explore sexual with different partners. So essentially, she had sex with her daughter.
Yeah, and her son.
She had sex with her daughter.
Both of them.
Yeah, and her son. Because remember, this is on r/IncestConfessions, meaning that it's still a confession.
And
she still confessed to incest. I'm only writing this to give advice and support if you have any questions. I'm only writing this to give advice and support. If you have any questions, please don't ask for pics or anything of that nature. What I choose to share is 100% my choice. So the entire problem with this post, the first paragraph is you can kind of agree, but then it starts going off the rails.
It starts
the last 3 paragraphs of this shit.
Exactly.
The last 3 paragraphs just go wild.
Yeah, it sounds normal if you leave out the part where it says incest is very frowned upon, but I think it's a beautiful thing.
It's sexual. Yeah, if you leave out 90% of this, you just leave out you leave out the first sentence and anything to do with incest, and it just looks like a normal thing.
Yeah,
like
but
one of those
unfortunately
things
it's on...
you put on a sign, like that you'd hang up in your hallway.
Yeah. And, like,
but
since
like
it's
the
on
implications behind this,
IncestConfessions,
depending
like...
on how old your children are, like in what country you live in, you could be in some deep shit. Because not only is that pedophilia by technicality, it's also incest. And depending, if you're in the United States, depending on what state you're in, you could get arrested because it's also illegal in some states. Like the one I'm in, Texas, it's illegal. So in Texas, it's illegal.
I'm pretty sure that
incest.
Incest is illegal in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, I do know that there are some states where it's not illegal, and I think it absolutely should be illegal in all states, but
yes, exactly.
That's another whole nother thing. Yeah, but like, so essentially, you're a pedophile, and depending on what state you're in, you're also an inbreeder, like illegal.
Let me look up how long that would like.
Actually, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. I don't know exactly what incest would classify as. I do know that pedophilia is like a criminal offense, though.
Let me do some numbers. So I searched up something and it said in Nevada, engaging in sexual activity, including intermarriage with a relative closer than second cousins, is considered incest, which is a felony offense, and imprisonment a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of life imprisonment in state prison, with the possibility of parole. And the fines are a possible fine of up to $10,000 in Nevada wise.
But I know that like it's illegal in Texas. So if we're going by Nevada standards, say she lives in Nevada, not only would she be charged with pedophilia, she'd be charged with incest.
And let me see the pedophilia charge.
Yeah, I know that the pedophilia charge is like probably very. Actually, wait, now what am I saying? We have a bunch of pedophiles like in politics, so I don't know.
I can't exactly find the time period of prison for pedophilia in Nevada.
Yeah. So say she lives in Nevada, she could get a potential life sentence and a fine that her family would probably have to pay for her because she doesn't have the money to pay it. But the only thing is that it's reported it's like in a subreddit where everyone agrees that incest is okay. Like, I'm not joking. Some of these posts have like, albeit these are probably fake stories about like how they get their asses pounded and shit.
Exactly, like 90% of Reddit is fake stories. But like,
I know, but the thing is, the people in the comments are talking about how if I were this person, I would like this, or I'd love to be in that situation, or some shit.
Ew.
Like, that's absolutely disgusting.
Yes, very disgusting, very obscene.
Yeah, like, no, you don't normalize this shit, because one, it's just gross to think about someone who raised you since you were a baby, and has loved you unconditionally and platonically, all of a sudden does that, and now it all of a sudden feels like really awkward because you know more about your mom than you should.
Yes, exactly. So like, yeah.
And then on top of that, the physical repercussions that could happen, such as the actual like criminal charges you could face, or the medical stuff, such as like complications if you get pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing with incest is, if you do it if your family like is inbred, there's bound to be problems, and eventually your family will become infertile because you're inbreeding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's by the result of inbreeding.
That concludes our analysis for today.